Well, people. Welcome to this video, and this video is probably the toughest predictions video I will probably ever do. We are predicting the EFL Championship this season. I've gone through. If I'm honest to you, lads, I haven't just had one go at this. I've had multiple goes at this, like writing down the league prediction table, and I really am happy with the league table that I've predicted so far. Please don't get annoyed at the teams that I predict. The table could end upside down for I know. It's just my opinion. This is how I think most of the teams, will do. But before I start this, lads, please remember that if any of you guys are new, please remember to like and subscribe. We set ourselves a goal. I've been set a goal as well. We're going to try to aim for 1.3k before the end of the month. So let's try and get there together, lads. But enough from me. Let's get right into the table. So we go, boys. So as you guys can see, I'm currently in the scale. So I'd go with 24th position, which is going to be Barnsley Football Club. I just don't think they've set the. I don't think they've had the transfer which they need to do. They just scraped relegation last season. If it wasn't for Wigan's points deduction, they would have gone down, in my opinion. I think they done fantastic to stay, but I think they could even stay up, in my opinion. They got some okay players, but I don't think they've done enough in the window to try and keep their championship status for another season. So that's why I have put Barnsley in 24th position. Remember, they could finish with table, I don't know. They do have some good players, but I think they're going to struggle to keep hold of some of these players. 24th position, Barnsley. Let's move on to the second from bottom team. Now, there's only two ways this is going to go, in my opinion, for Wycombe. They're either going to try and do a Sheffield United, or they're going to absolutely flop in the league. I think they'll flop. I don't think their squad's good enough, in my opinion. But I do think they do. Their transfer window that's been okay. They signed Horgan from Hibs, who I think is a very good winger. Done very well at Preston when he was there. You've also got that Hart striker, which they signed, his name I can't pronounce, but great signing there. I mean they could stay up as well. You know, you don't know, do you? But I've started going 23rd. I just don't think they will be able to. I just think there's too many players which I feel like they need to be changed around. Don't think they have enough championship experience, obviously. And yeah, but however, I'm excited in the championship. I'm excited to see how they're going to do. So there you go, boys. 23rd place is Wycombe. That's gone to our final relegational spot. As you guys can currently see on the screen now, I've decided to go with Rotherham United. I've decided to put Rotherham in 22nd. I think they could stay up as well, and they have more chance than Wycombe and Barnsley, in my opinion. I think they made some tweaks on the side. Sadler from Doncaster, Wes Harding. They've signed some other good players I can't remember at the moment. Jamal Blackman, that's another one. They've signed some fantastic players there. I think Rotherham could be a bit of a surprise package next season, in my opinion. But then again, I think they'll just slip down the relegation. I mean, there's a bit too much quality compared to the other teams around them that I think are going to be battling. And yeah, I've decided to go with 22nd place at Rotherham. So now we're going to go from 21st upwards to 6th. Basically, you know, not relegated, nothing special. But teams which will struggle or could try and push promotion push. Let's go and find out who's in 21st. This one might actually come a bit of a shock to you. I started at Huddersfield in the 21st position because this one's going to take a lot more explaining to do because they've appointed an assistant manager as first team manager. I believe he was Leeds United assistant manager or they're in 23's coach. Whichever way is a bad tactic because there's been hundreds and countless of managers which have gone from being an assistant manager to a manager which hasn't, you know, done it. Birmingham done it twice with Steve Cottrell, Pep Clotet. Awful. We did it okay with Pep Clotet, you know, towards the start and, you know, in the middle. But Steve Cottrell awful. Even, you know, Paul Clement, when he left Bayern Munich to go to Swansea, didn't do the best, just managed to keep them up. When he was at Reading, Paul Clement did absolutely awful. You know, there's been hundreds and countless of managers. But then again, it could work. This one that could go. I can't see it, you know, being a one which is going to push Huddersfield back to the Premier League. I feel like it's one that will maybe push them down in further danger. But if they do manage to this season, they'll definitely have a good next couple of seasons. The board have just got to be patient with, I can't remember his name, isn't it like Coban? So I might be completely wrong there, but he could do well, he could not. This could go anyway, but that's my prediction. I always know assistant managers don't usually do well, but then again, they can. Like, look at Aitor Kranker, for example, you know, another one which was Joe's assistant, which done quite well, but I really can't see him doing that well at Huddersfield. I think Huddersfield will struggle. 21st might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I think they'll finish down there. Well, people. What a transfer window this team have had currently in this current squad. Sheffield United in the 20th position. So as you guys can see, Sheffield United is obviously 20th in the table. They did get a 12-point deduction, but with the signings which they made so far in Winder, Shea Dunkley, Kachunga, all fantastic signings. They couldn't even finish the bottom three. I don't know. But I think they will stay clear of the relegational package. I think they are a good club and they deserve to win the championship. I don't think the team which they got are capable of winning the playoffs or getting towards a playoff place. Fantastic signings, good club. Love to see them in the championship again. And Sheffield Wednesday 20th. Now we're going to move up to 19th. Currently see on the screen, side's going Luton Town in the 19th position. I think they'll stay up again. I think Luton Town are a good club. I'd love to see them again in the championship at Kenilworth Road, I believe their ground's called. Good club, good atmosphere. Brought in some fantastic, Tom Lockyer. Brought in a few, that Norton Davis guy, James Bree, new defence pretty much, and I think I'm excited to see how Luton are going to do. They're doing well under Nathan Jones. Nobody expected them to stay up for any engagement. They are bottom of the table, I believe, when Nathan Jones came in, but now they're blooming, I think they finished like 18th or 17th, and they were absolutely fantastic. They've already got some good players in the club, like that Hornick, is it Cornick? I'm sorry about that, I do apologise. And Collins, fantastic. I mean, he's an honestly underrated player, that striker, that young English striker. He's a bronze in FIFA, but I think he's incredible in my opinion. And I'm excited to see how Luton are going to do. So I'm sorry to put Luton Town in the 19th position. Now let's go to 18th. Now this one might confuse a few of you guys. Let's go and find out who it is. Currently see on the screen, I've decided to go with Reading Football Club. I think they'll do fantastic. No, not fantastic, I'm sorry. I think they'll massively underperform. I don't know what I'm going on about. I think they'll underperform. I think Mark Bowen got very harshly sacked. I don't think he could have done much more than what he could. I think he's officially left Reading now. I'm not too sure. I might be wrong. But I think he's left Reading, even as director of football. Reading are in a really bad state of a club at the moment. I think their owners are in trouble with China. And, they've appointed a very... what's the word? I think they've appointed a very... inexperienced manager, I think they got a manager from like Saudi Arabia or something like that. I'm not too sure, but Reading, I could see them having a poor team, but I do think the quality they've got in their squad will manage to give them like Swift, Meite, Michael Morrison, Liam Moore, all class players. I think Reading should be a team I think they should be battling towards the playoffs like they did when they unfortunately lost Huddersfield, but I'm very excited to see more of a Reading Football Club this season, and I think they will stay up. So now I'm going to go 17th. Now this one, let me explain my reasoning, please, because you guys are going to be so shocked at this one. As you can currently see on the screen, I've decided to go with Bournemouth in the 17th position. I know you guys are going to go, 80, you don't know anything, you don't know anything. Right, listen, they're in a bad state at the moment. They've lost Eddie Howe, who, let's face it, was an absolute club legend for Bournemouth. They've appointed some guy called Tyndall, who I think he was Eddie Howe's assistant there, so maybe keep the flow going. They're going to lose players. They've already lost Ake. Looks like they're going to lose Callum Wilson. They lost Frazier. They've lost all their key players. Could even lose Brooks by the look of it. Aaron Ramsdale, they've lost him. So he could go absolutely anywhere between Bournemouth and the 17th place. But I've decided to go Bournemouth 17th position, and I think that's a... fair reflection. So now we're going to go up to 16th position, and I'll show you guys who are in 16th. So to go with 16th position, I've decided to go with Coventry Football Club. I think they will stay up for relegation. I think they've got good players, good club. I really like Coventry. I think they've done very well. I know a lot more about them because they played a lot in St Andrews last season, so I'm going to talk a lot more about the football club. Matt Godin's come up, an absolutely fantastic striker in my opinion. I don't think he would do as well in the Championship as he's done in League One. I think he might maybe score about 15, 12, 13 goals compared to where he scored like 20 plus in the League One. We've also got players like Liam Walter, a good club. Ben Sheaf they recently signed as well. They've made a lot of good signs. Signed Tyler Walker. They've signed some right mid called Himmler from Hoffenheim or Paderborn. I can't remember which one it is, but I know him. No, actually he's not. Oh, what's the club? Oh, that's going to annoy me now. It's like a second-tier Bundesliga club. Nah, that's going to annoy me now. I can't remember his name, but I know who he is. I signed him once in my Birmingham career mode, I remember that I did. But anyway, boys, so that's Coventry. I think 16th position is a fair reflection. I can't see them pushing up to the heights of, mid-table-ish, but flirting down there, but not in any real danger. So now we talk about 15th position. Now, this is another one surprise for the package, but same reasoning for the Huddersfield case. But there's a reason why I put them a lot higher. So I think there'll be a lot of teams that will struggle this year, and I think Bristol will win them. Another one that I appointed an assistant manager, which I don't think that. The only thing why I put them a lot higher than Huddersfield, about 6 places higher, is purely because this manager is experienced in England as a coach. I think it was, what's his name? The ex-Bristol City manager. He was his assistant, the last manager, wasn't it? Johnson, something like that? I'm Johnson. I think it was Johnson, something like that. I can't remember his. Lee Johnson, maybe? I don't know. I probably am butchering that, but I probably have completely forgot. But 15th is in Bristol City. They're signing. They made a good sign. They've signed that Williams guy from Wigan, which I think is a fantastic sign. They've signed Chris Martin as well, a decent striker in the Championship. So maybe I've been really harsh Bristol City now thinking about it, but then again, having good players in your team doesn't necessarily mean you'll finish higher. It's about having a good squad and a good committed bunch of players. There's still plenty more shocks to come in with this league table. So now let's go up to 14th position in the league. Because on the screen, I've decided to go with 14th, which is Birmingham City. I think we're going to, for the first bit of the season, I think we're going to be flirting around the relegation or package first of the season. The confidence has completely gone in our squad, to be honest. I think the squad is still having the mentality from the last game, from the last season. So I don't think we'll finish anywhere near playoffs. I think we made some crack signing. Jonathan Lecco, George Friend, Adam Klein, all fantastic. It's very unlikely we'll get relegated though. So we got Aitor Kranku, who's a very good manager, experienced in the Championship, decent pedigree as well. Assistant manager at Real Madrid, got Middlesbrough promoted, got teams to play our finals and all that. He's a good manager. Looking forward to see what more he can do in the. What more you can do is still plenty of time left for the transfer. So I decided to go Birmingham in 14th, which I think is a fair season. As you can currently see on the screen now, I've decided to go with Queen's Park Rangers in the 13th position. I think they made some good signs. I think losing Eze, I think if they kept Eze, I honestly would have put them much higher. But I mean, losing Eze is a big loss. I mean, it looks likely they're going to keep Asayo Samuel. I think he rejected the move to Club Brugge. They're a good club as well. I think they will stay mid-table, though I can't see them pushing to playoffs. I can't see them, getting threatened down the relegation or package. I think they're more likely to push for promotion rather than go down. I think losing players like Hugh Gill, Wells, again, is going to be a massive loss for them as well. They need to, do a lot more. They brought in Dykes, who's improving the Championship, but then again, he is a decent striker. What else they've done? They've also brought in Robbie Dickey, another great signing. Tom Carroll, another okay signing. It's kind of a risk with Tom Carroll. I can see him being on high wages as well. And I just smashed my finger off the desk. I'm sorry, boys, about that. So, QPR in 13th position. Yeah. But lads, before we move on, please remember, if any guys are new to the channel and still watching this video, I no wonder why you are still watching this. But please remember to drop a like and subscribe. Like I said, we're growing into 1.3k. Let's try and get there together, lads. So we're going to move on to 12th position. Now officially at the halfway point. We're halfway there. Okay, I'm sorry. Currently see on the screen, I've decided to go Preston event. I don't know why their badge isn't coloured in white. I don't understand why it's saved an image and it didn't even look like that right, but I can't be asked to go straight back on the internet and copy and paste it, But there we go, boys. So I've got Preston in 12th position. I don't think they'll push for promotion. I think they are, on the up though. I feel like it might be getting a bit stale now down at Preston with Alex Neil. They just seem to be, just selling one big player and then, bringing in one big player that's similar quality. It's literally, just even. They haven't brought in that many signings. I don't even know if they've signed a player. I might be wrong. I don't even think they've signed one. But Preston, 12th position. Can't see them getting playoffs, but who knows? They are a good club, though. Love seeing the Championship. The club which I support, Birmingham, can never win against them. But there we go. It's Preston in 12th. Now let's go and talk about who I've decided to put in 11th. And another interesting one. So let's go with 11th place. So let's go with Blackburn, who I think are on the massive up at the moment with Tony Mowbray. I think they're doing absolutely bits in my opinion. I'd love to see him pushing forward. They've got players like Ben Berrett, Adam Armstrong. They've also signed a new keeper, and I can't remember his name. Was it Kamansky or something like that? From Genk, another brilliant goalkeeper. And yeah, I'm very excited to see how they're going to do in the Championship this season. I could see him doing really well. Could see him pushing the threat towards playoffs. But 11th place, I think they'll miss out. But good club. 11th place, not much to call about. Let's go on to 10th place. Another interesting one. I've decided to go with 10th, but I've decided to go with Stoke City. I don't think Stoke will hit the heights of playoffs. I think they'll close, but I just feel like Martin or Michael, I can't remember which one it is, but I think O'Neill will miss out. I just don't think he's experienced enough as a manager in the Championship, because a lot of things in the Championship they need experience. I mean, they've had a fantastic window. I think they've signed Obi Mikel, who's going to have vital experience again. You know, he's going to be a captain and leader. Some players are going to influence the dressing room more than actually how they're going to influence the pitch. And I do feel like Obi Mikel would be that man. They've signed Fox, they've signed Fletcher. They've got a bit experienced. I feel like the dressing room split at Stoke. You know, I feel like I could see half of it being, you know, the ex-Premier League relegated players, you know, think they're bigger than what they are. And the other side of the dressing room, you know, decent Championship players, you know. And that's why I put Stoke 10th. I think they'll both combat each other. And I think a mid-table finish for Stoke. But I just don't think they'll hit the heights of playoffs. Think about putting Cardiff in 9th. The more generous I feel like I'm being. But they had a very good end to the last season. They just missed out on playoffs. Wait, did they even make it in playoffs? They didn't, did they? No, they didn't make it in playoffs. They just missed out on playoffs. Good club, got some good players. Neil Harry's doing absolute bits as soon as he's coming to Cardiff manager. I thought it would just be a one-man club at Millwall, and then I feel like he would have not done anything else in his career. But he's a good man, good manager. He's a Championship manager, really. You know, hoofball football. If Cardiff gets the Prem, they stick with him. They will massively struggle, in my opinion. But they do some good players then, like that Glazell, Patterson. I don't know if they've signed anyone. I'm not too sure, but Cardiff I think they've re-signed Sanderson. I might be wrong, but Cardiff in 9th. I think that's fair. So I've decided to go with another interesting one. I've decided to go with Millwall in 8th. Millwall did absolutely fantastic with Gary Rowell. I remember when Gary Rowell was the Birmingham major, just missed out on playoffs. Well, you did get in the playoffs, but he got sacked for some bizarre reason. Let's just... Okay, we won't talk about that, but yeah, I could start now discussion about that. But, you know, Gary Rowell, good manager, experienced the Championship enough. I think he will get Millwall close. I don't think Millwall will get it, though. I just don't think they will. I think they'll miss out again, you know, this season. You know, they just missed out last season. I think they'll miss out this season. And they're probably kicking themselves because it was in their hands, but they missed out. 8th spot. Millwall. Now let's go move up to the 7th place and the 7th team which just missed out in playoffs. See that on the screen. But I'm starting to go with Derby County in 7th position. I mean, they'll miss out on the playoffs again. I just don't think they've got enough quality in their squad. I just feel like it's now getting to the point where it's like, oh no, oh so close. You know, we'll do it next year. It's starting to get to the point where it's starting to go. We've done it again. They're gonna do it again. I think Derby will miss out on playoffs. I think they're very lucky to avoid a points deduction. In my opinion, you know, if Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham got one, I don't know how Derby hasn't got one. But I guess that's where money comes into talk. So 7th spot, Derby County, and I think that is a very, very, very fair position. Now we're going to go into the top 6. There we go, now my top 6. You guys can currently see on the screen, I've decided to go with Swansea Football Club in 6th spot. I think they will just scrape playoffs again like they have this year. I don't think in the same dramatic circumstances, but I think they will get playoffs. 6th spot Swansea. Good manager Steve Coon. They've signed Gibbs White. They've signed Guhu. They've signed some Guehu. I don't know, something like that. They're getting some good experienced players, and their manager is... I don't know, I can't really describe him if I'm the honest here, but 6th spot Swansea, fair position in my opinion. And yeah, now we're going to move on to probably the biggest shock of a team that I've put in, probably the biggest shock in league position. Let's go and talk about a team I put in 5th. You guys can see the screen, so let's go with 4th spot, which is Brentford Football Club. I think Brentford are a very, 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 very good club, good players, good team, and I'm very excited to see how they're going to do in the Championship for another season. I feel like they will miss out on automatics again. I think they will lose Watkins and Benrahma. I think Watkins will go to Villa, and I think Benrahma will go to West Ham, or even Benrahma will go to Villa. I think they are very good players. Brentford. I think they've got a really good team. They've linked to the likes of Romhat. They brought Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney should do well, you know, in the Championship, especially because of how much he's got hyped up in League One. He has a chance to come in the Championship earlier on in his career when I think he got multiple offers from, I think Birmingham was one club, and I think Fulham was the other club. I might be wrong, but I remember both bids were accepted, but I remember Ivan Toney, I think, rejected the offers. Because I think he needed more experience, which I like that as a player. I think he'll do quite well at Brentford. I think Brentford have got a good midfield as well, a good defence. They've lost Geneva, I think a bit of a cover centre-back really. But then again, you know, losing that cover, losing that one player could massively affect the team in the dressing room. But I've decided to go Brentford 4th. Fair place indeed, in my opinion. So let's go and talk about who's in 3rd. This one is Watford in 3rd place. I think with any sense, if you offer Watford a 3rd place this season, they will snatch it off your hands. Another one which they appointed a new manager, which nobody has a clue about. I don't think he'll do that well, in my opinion, at Watford. They've signed Glenn Murray, already kicking off their window with a bang, in my opinion. Glenn Murray is such an experienced, good striker, in my opinion. I think he'll bang in the goals for Watford. I'm excited to see more football this season in the Championship for Watford. I think Watford are a great club, great club, and I think they will push a promotion charge. But then again, like I said, if they keep players like Sarr and Delafeu, just what? Like, them players are Premier League players. Sarr could cut it in a Premier League team, and same with Delafeu. But anyway, now let's go and talk about the top 2. You guys probably know who the 2 teams are which are left. But let me explain our thoughts on who I would place 1st and 2nd. So let's go. So I'd go with 2nd spot. So I'd go with Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest are a fantastic club. I think they were unlucky again to miss out on playoffs. I mean, they brought in some really big transfers. They brought in Guerrero from Olympiacos, some CDM from Malmo. Who else they've signed? They've signed... I can't remember they signed now. They signed 2 other big players. Luke Freeman, that's another one. They've signed some fantastic players, in my opinion, Forest. It's their time. I think they will go up. I think that'll be an experience. I mean, the reason why they didn't go up last season, inexperience from a major. Again, he knows a lot more of the Championship now. He made some big mistakes last season by underestimating teams, underestimating players. That's the reason why I don't think he's that good of a manager. Just because I remember they played against Charlton, and he literally played their reserves team against Charlton. I think they made like 8 changes, and they were resting them up for like the blooming, you know, big match against Leeds or something like that. Like, all teams should be taken seriously. No team should be underlooked, because say if Charlton had got the point or 3 points there, they haven't got playoffs this season, and who knows what would have happened. They did do very bad after lockdown, and many clubs did very bad after lockdown, to be honest with you. But they were a good club, Nottingham Forest. Loved them back in the Prem. Love to do a career mode with them in the future as well. And yeah, I've decided to go with Forest in 2nd place. Now let's go and talk about why I've left the final and remaining club in 1st place. The final club. Whew. It's been about 35 minutes recording this, lads. You better enjoy it. Right, I've decided to go with Norwich in the 1st place position. I think they very unlikely their players will leave, in my opinion. I think majority, most of their players will stay with Norwich. That's why I think they'll do very well, in my opinion. I think their team, which they went up to the Premier League, was basically a high-end Championship team. So I don't think they'll lose that many players. Their manager won't leave, in my opinion. So I think Norwich will do well this season. I think they are a good club. Maybe I'm overestimating them a bit. Maybe I'm being a bit too stupid by putting them 1st. But I've decided to go with Norwich Football Club 1st. That's what I can see, anyway. That is what I can see. You've got players like O'Neill Hernandez, Pookie. Who else? You got Cantwell. I don't know how Cantwell hasn't been snatched up yet by like a Spurs or something. I don't know why, or an Arsenal or Crystal Palace. I don't fucking know, something like that. Apologies for language. But there we go, boys. That is it for the Championship predictions. Hope you guys have enjoyed these Championship predictions. If you guys have, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Please do tell me where you guys think I've gone wrong, or what teams you guys think I should rotate. But thank you guys for watching this stream, lads. Honestly, I love every single one of you, and hopefully you guys all will take care. Remember to subscribe. We're on the road to 1.3k. We're going to try and aim it for the end of the month. Let's try and do it together, lads. Thank you guys for watching. Much love, and peace.